Okay guys, we're going to make the forms display dynamically when they type something in so that it appears right in the list and it can be used so that there won't have to be a page refresh. And we're also going to add some Ajax loaders. Now I went ahead and just created two Ajax loaders, one with a gray background, one with a GIF, and I'll provide you with these loaders in a zip file. Just make sure to put it under your public/image. And that just helps indicate something's happening. So first, let's do the little Ajax loaders for when these are loading. I'm going to open up my NetBeans project, and I'm going to close out everything and just make sure I have a fresh set of eyes. So there's a couple ways we could do this. We could either define the Ajax image in a JavaScript variable, or we could use a CSS tag. I'm going to go with the CSS tag. So I'm going to open my style.css, and down at the bottom, just under generic stuff, I'll say .ajax loader, and I'll also do one for Ajax loader gray. And with these, what we do is just a background URL, and since we're in style, we want to go to image, so a directory down, Ajax loader white.gif, and if I open this guy up, it used to show the size here. Nope. Bummer. That was really useful. Okay, well, I'll just guess. I'll say width is 15 or 16, and the height is 16 pixels. For this, I want to, I think I'll copy this guy over. Just do comma there. And so these will both be the same height and size, but with this one we'll just do gray, like so. And I'm just going to test this out in a view. So I'll go to Application, Views, Home View. I'll just throw it up here to test. Div class equals Ajax loader, and then also Ajax loader gray. Make sure I got those class names right. Okay, so let me log out, and it was in the home view, so here it is. Here's the white one and here's the gray one. The only difference is this has a little bit of a gray background, so it fits on our whales that we made in Twitter Bootstrap. Okay, so we can use those. Go ahead and delete them. And let's see, let's go back to our JavaScript. Shrink these down and close this so don't get too distracted. And under the template.js, where we load our objects, oops, that's actually dashboard.js. Let me close that. Load to do. So what we're going to do is actually have an Ajax loader, and we could actually put it right in the list to do. The reason is because when we do HTML output, it's going to overwrite everything. So back to the views, dashboard view, and here's list to do right here. Okay, we'll say div class equals Ajax loader. We actually want to do gray for that, and then same thing for the note. Okay, now let's log in, just admin. and refresh, and we can barely see it if your page loads really fast. So what's going to be interesting is what's going to happen if I have no data here. We don't want it to keep showing an Ajax loader because then it's going to look broken. So I'll go ahead and delete, and refresh. Okay, looks like it doesn't stick around, so that's great. Next, what we can do is make it so that when we create an element, it automatically inserts it. And since we have a template, we don't have to retype a whole bunch of code. So I'll go ahead and close out this dashboard view. And I'm going to go to my event. And when we create a to-do, so it looks like this to-do isn't really working right here. When we create it, it should append to the list. So I'm going to console log o.data, and then below here I'm going to console log output, which is the template, to see what we're getting. And I'm going to press Control-Shift-C in the browser to see this guy, and let's just say test. Completed of undefined. Well, that's part of the reason it's not going to show. So the data that gets called back when we create a to-do is just an ID. So to pass data back into it, looks like we're going to have to adjust our callback. So we're passing an o.data 0. o.data doesn't really have a 0. I believe we changed some stuff up which made this occur. So let's go to our controllers API and let's look for create to do. Here we go. And for the output, we're just putting the result. So in here, let's do an array, and we'll call this to do ID will be result. Content will be, I thought we posted content up here. Well, it's right here. I'll just do this for now. And complete is 0. Okay. And then in the event, let's see if we get a different response back. So now we have data and to do. And you don't see any square brackets. These are squiggly French braces. So that means we are not inside of an array. So this could just be o.data. However, yeah, I believe that should be good. So refresh, DDD. There it is at the bottom. Let's try 222. There it is there. And I want to make sure this can be deleted. So I'm just going to inspect this little area here. And here's the ID 39, so that looks correct. And make sure these are listening. Cool. Tick it off. I'll refresh the page. There we go. So that inserts it correctly. What I want to make sure is that they're listening in the right order. So I'll write hey, hey 2, hey 2, 3, and make sure it's hey, hey 2, and hey 2, 3. Yep. Delete, delete, delete. Refresh. Just making sure it works nice. So when we delete something, we probably want a confirmation box, and we'll just do something pretty easy. So I'm going to look for delete. I'll just search for it, and right here we have delete to do, and body on click, I'll just say var c equals confirm. Are you sure you want to delete? And if c is false, return false. So if they hit cancel, which will send back false, we're just going to stop everything and not go any further. So let's try that out. I'll click here. Are you sure want to delete? Cancel. Try again by hitting OK. And there it goes. Cool. Let's do the same thing for notes. Dynamically add them. So let's see what it does when we create note callback. And we want to do the same kind of callback we did in API, like pretty much this similarly. So let's go to create note, and the data, let's make this an array. This will be note ID, and make sure we have a note ID variable somewhere. It's called result, and title. I'll just copy this stuff. These should be in variables since we're using them more than once. I like to make sure this is going to work first. And with the note, back to the event.js, let's first copy this from the delete so that we don't forget to add that right in the delete note. Okay. And then let's go to the create note. I just press Control F to look for it, and I can get rid of this little 0 there. Just like we did in the to-dos. So let's refresh. Test. There it is there. I'll put in some numbers. Shows the description. Can I edit it? And then try deleting it. Looking good. Cool. One last thing is when we create a to-do item and hit create, I don't know if we want to empty out these forms or not. I guess we could. Won't be too hard. So when we do a submit, create note, let's see, post data, submit, we want to clear the form. Okay, so we'll say when it's successful, I'm going to make a var form equals this, and this refers to the create note. So I'll say form, actually that's going to be harder to do that way. Let's just do create note input dot val and quote, and make sure you have 2 quotes in here so it makes it empty. So I'll go ahead and delete this, and let's refresh and test create, and it erased that. That's a text area actually. And it erased the submit. So let's do input type equals text. I'll duplicate this line, and let's do a text area. Now text area, it doesn't have a value attribute, so I'm just going to see if this actually works. Test create, and it cleared it out. Cool. And we'll do the same with the to-do. To-do will be just as easy. So when we create a to-do, let's get rid of these console logs also. We'll say create to-do, input type equals text. We don't want to clear the submit button. .val is empty. And let's try it with a to-do. Test. Create. There we go. Okay.